Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am Stalara, and for those of you who watched my last video, you know that I owe you an explanation. So for those of you who have been with this channel for a while, I just wanted to thank you for sticking around and for saying subscribed, even though I haven't posted anything in a really long time. So at the end of my last video, I kind of told you that I was shooting something, this is it, to tell you what's going on, where have I been, what's been happening, what am I planning on doing, should you bother staying subscribed. So this is kind of to talk about that. Rather than just doing like a sit down and talk at the camera for 20 minutes straight or however long it takes, I figured I would do kind of a vlog. I've been meaning to take up vlogging for a while. I've really wanted to, but I just, well, I'll get into it later why I haven't. But I've been meaning to take up doing vlogs for a while, and so I figured since I promised you this video explaining what was going on, and I also want to do vlogs, today I'm going to do kind of a combo of the two. And so my plan is that I'm going to address the questions of, where I've been, what I've been doing, what's going on, and then also sort of take you through the plans that I have for today, which basically today is I'm going to shoot this video. I'm going to shoot a Halloween kind of decor tour and just show you a little bit of the Halloween goodies that I've put around my house. You can see some of those in the background right now. So I'm going to shoot a second video that takes you through all of those bits. I want to do, I don't know if you guys have heard of found art, but I've been working on some art projects and I'm going to leave them kind of around the city and so people can find them and take them home and enjoy them. So I want to do that. Right now Seattle is being very Seattle and it's kind of gray and foggy and gross out, but it's supposed to get really nice this afternoon, and so if that's the case then I want to take a little walk down to the lake and maybe have a picnic by the lake or something. Maybe I'll put some found art down by the lake, I don't know. It kind of depends on the weather and how that works out. But I did want to pop on here and do what I said I was going to do and kind of fill you in on what's going on. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog and I hope you enjoy kind of spending the day with me. I'm gonna go shoot that Halloween decor video and then I will be back and we can have a chat. Okay, so I am back from filming my Halloween tour. So if you guys want to check out that video, I'm sure it will be out very soon because I am super motivated to get it done. And I'd like you to have enough time to be able to copy some of the DIYs or take inspiration from it if you can. So that should be out soonish, but I owe you a chat. I told you once I filmed that Halloween video, I'd come back and we would start spilling some tea. So let's talk about depression. Here we go, another person on YouTube whining about depression. Zoomed in, Stalara, you stay out of this. No, it seems like every 5 minutes there's somebody else on YouTube spilling their guts, whining about depression, acting like they are the only people that suffer from it, and it's really annoying. And I don't want to hear that kind of negativity on YouTube. Why can't we just be positive? Why do people have to spread their negativity all over the internet? Well, did you ever think that maybe for the person who is talking about their depression that it's therapeutic? Did you ever think that maybe by sharing it with the internet and opening up and talking about it, that they are helping to remove the stigma around depression so that other people who are suffering can feel comfortable and can open up and can talk about it and maybe get the help that they need? Well, no. No, I can't say I did think about that. Well, maybe it's time you did start thinking about it. Fine, whatever. Talk about whatever you want. Be an inspiration on the internet. Do your thing. All kidding aside, I did think that it was important to come on here and talk a little bit about depression. So I told you that I would tell you why I haven't been posting and why you haven't really heard from me. I've kind of been silent for, gosh, a year and a half, 2 years now. I was posting all the time and then I just kind of went silent. And it's not that I wasn't filming things, because I would every once in a while get up and film something. I have quite a bit of footage from videos that I just never edited or never released, and that was because of depression. And so the interesting thing about it is if you had asked me at the time, I would have said absolutely 100% there is no way that I'm depressed. Part of it was my own hang-ups about depression and about calling yourself depressed. I felt like the word was just thrown around. I felt like a lot of people claim depression and they use it as an excuse or to try and get attention, and I feel really guilty that that's how I felt now. But the fact of the matter is it was, and so I didn't want to be one of those people that detracts and takes away attention from people who are really suffering by saying that I had depression, because I didn't think I did. How do I describe it? I wasn't sad. I didn't think that I was a burden. I didn't have the weight that a lot of people talk about when they talk about depression. I didn't think about killing myself at all. That just wasn't in there. I didn't think the world would be better if I wasn't a part of it. None of the typical things that you think of when you hear about depression suited me. And so I knew I had a problem with anxiety, and that's kind of always been a thing, but I didn't realize that depression and anxiety kind of go hand in hand. And I didn't realize all of the different ways that depression can show up. And so I was depressed and I had no idea. It wasn't until I was, well, let me go back a second. What I was doing was I wanted to do things. And so I would get up and I would film a video, and then I couldn't edit it. Or I would like get up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm motivated, I'm gonna do stuff, and I would make all these plans, and then I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't find the energy or the motivation. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And I keep emphasizing the word couldn't because that's the only way I can describe it. It was weird. I thought I was really tired, maybe, and it wasn't until I was talking with my husband and I just kept using that word couldn't, I can't, and I was asking him for help to try and keep me motivated, and he was finally like, you know, it really kind of sounds like depression. And at first I wouldn't say I was offended, but I was just kind of taken aback, and I didn't know where he had gotten that from. But he has for many, many years suffered from the same problem. And so he was like, yeah, no, it's not always being sad. It can be, but it's not always. And he was like, that feeling of I can't do something is absolutely one of the ways that depression shows up. So after quite a bit of sort of wrestling with being okay with saying I may be depressed, and being okay with feeling like embracing that label, if that makes sense, feeling okay and feeling like that wouldn't detract from people who are truly suffering, people who can't get out of bed and who can't face the day, and who struggle with suicide. Like, I had to be okay with having a form of that same illness and not feeling like I was taking away from them. And I think that was one of the hardest things for me to kind of come to terms with, was that by me having my version of depression, it didn't mean that other people, it didn't lessen their experience. And that was a weird thing to have to come to terms with and kind of define in my head. So I finally went, I talked to the doctor, and they gave me this little survey. And so I took this little test, and it's like, you know, how many times have you not been able to focus? How many times have you not been able to stop worrying about things, not been able to get the motivation, found yourself losing interest in the things that you love to do, like me with YouTube? And so I took this assessment that they had, and kind of just the act of realizing how relevant so many of the questions were, and that I was circling really high ratings on most of them, that was really kind of eye-opening for me, of like, oh wow, the way that they talk about it and they define it, and then the experience that I'm having, the quantitative experience of how many times in the last 2 weeks, and it's like, oh, a lot, almost every day, you know? And I was like, okay, maybe this is what I'm dealing with. So I went to the doctor and I took the test, and they started me on a medication, and they started off on like the super low dose. They were like, all right, you know, we start off on the low dose, and then we'll start kind of working you up and seeing how you react to things. And there's multiple different kinds of medication that we might try you on. We'll just see how you react. So so after that, I started off on the low dose, and I had pretty much an immediate reaction. Some of it good, some of it weird. A little TMI, my digestive tract was really unhappy and unpredictable for a couple of weeks until my body got used to the medication. It was a little gross for a while and a little uncomfortable, but eventually my body got used to the medication and things kind of evened out, and kind of immediately there was like this tick in mood. I hadn't even realized that my mood was low until it wasn't as low anymore. And it was like, oh, this is so cool. So I went back to the doctor and we kind of talked about it, and I was like, yeah, no, this low dosage I might have just need that little kick, and I might have been really good. So that was about a month after I started taking the med, and I was doing really good. About 2 weeks after that, I kind of went down and I caught myself getting back into the I can't mind frame. I had gone to like, I'm gonna plan, I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna get back into YouTube. So I started like, kind of mapping out video ideas and like getting myself ready and mentally prepared to get back in the game. And then like 2 weeks happened after that, and I was like, I can't, right? And it wasn't down here where I was before, but it wasn't like up here where I had sort of gotten to. And so I guess the medication took a little longer for me to sort of level out to where it would be, and like this was the new norm. And unfortunately, I think it didn't take me the amount of time it took me originally to figure that out. But it did take me a couple of weeks to go, you know what, this is where it's leveled out. And I don't want to be where it's leveled out. So I went back to the doctor. Luckily, the way the doctor was working, it wasn't like, oh, okay, you feel good, great, we'll see you in a year. He was like, well, let's see you in another 2 months. So I think it was at around that 2-month mark that I started, sort of thinking about going back to the doctor and the questions that they asked. And I was like, no, I need something else or the next dose up. So I went back to the doctor, talked to him, took a little survey again. I was doing better, but not as good as I could be. So we upped the dosage. Again, it helped a little, but it wasn't where I knew I could go. And so after about a month on the new medication, I went back and I was like, hey, can we go up a little more or try something different? And so that was about 2 months ago now. The doctor moved me up. The lowest dose was a 5 milligram, and then the second dose was a 10 milligram, and then it jumped straight to 20. So they bumped me up to the 20 milligram, and that was about 2 months ago. And now I'm just like yes, I'm like up here. And so it's amazing. It's just this completely different space. I'm still absolutely me. And as a matter of fact, I think I am back to being more me than my brain has allowed me to be in a long time, which is a little weird to say, but I just had this fog that I didn't even realize I was in. Like, have you ever had glasses? Have you ever had your glasses just be really smudged and dirty, but because you are looking through that lens all the time and because it gets smudged slowly, you don't realize how dirty it is, and then you take them off and you clean them and you put them back on and you're like, oh my gosh, everything is so clear. That's sort of what my experience was. It was like I had the film peeled back from my brain, and now all of a sudden everything was clear, and I felt like myself, and I felt motivated, and it was awesome. So that's where I am now. And I know it's not, this super dramatic story. I was never crying in a closet or anything, but that's not why I'm talking about it. I actually wanted to talk about it because recently I told this same story to a friend of mine, and she admitted to me that she had been dealing with depression for a really long time, and she was trying to see therapists, and it wasn't really getting better, and the therapy sessions were nice, but it wasn't removing the film. And she was very hesitant to take any kind of medication. She didn't like the idea, and she was struggling with that same stigma of, if I say I'm depressed, it means there's something wrong with me. And she was afraid to take the medications because I don't really like taking a lot of medication either, but neither did she. And so she was really struggling coming to terms with, maybe I need more than just therapy. And so I shared my story with her, and it did something for her. And I don't know exactly what, but it made her comfortable and okay, and it gave her a partner in her struggle. And so she, 2 weeks ago, went to the doctor and started on some medication. The doctor's been trying to get her on it for a while, and she finally said, okay, I'm ready. I actually didn't know she had done it. Then 2 days ago, she starts asking me all these questions about my experience with the medication, and how did it affect my appetite and my mood and my body weirdness. So I was very open with her about how the medication affected me, thinking that she was maybe thinking about starting it. And she says, yeah, I've been on it for 2 weeks and I'm nervous, but I feel better, but then the body's still adjusting. So she's going through a lot of weird things there. And so we've been chatting about, the medication and our experience, and I am just so thankful for the opportunity to have affected her in this positive way. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it here. I wanted to share that same story so that if any of you feel like like you can't, like you can't claim the word depression for yourself, or like there's a stigma around it, like there's something wrong with you and you can't own that term without it meaning that you are a bad person or there's something wrong with you or you're a burden. That doesn't have to be the case, and that it's okay to feel that way, but there are lots of other people who feel that way, and there's resources and folks that you can talk to, and you probably have people in your circle that you can talk to and are going through the same thing, and you may not even know about it. So by you opening up, it can open the door for other people, and then you can have your network, your support system, maybe from even people you already know. So long story short, I am not here to be like, oh, poor me, I was suffering from depression. I just really wanted to open up and to be able to tell you guys a story that I know helped one of my friends, and hopefully it will help some of you. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to, this is such a weird thing, I'm going to jump back into another more like regular vloggy bit and then I'll talk to you a little bit more a little later about kind of where I want to move forward to now that I am actively moving forward again. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit later about where I'm going. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I had mentioned earlier that I wanted to go out today and I wanted to leave some found art around for people to discover and take home. And so these are, I wanted to show you some of the found art that I've been, not found art, but some of the art that I've been working on. And these are, it's called diamond painting. And so it looks kind of like embroidery, but what it is it's this kit where you get this canvas, and the canvas is kind of like a paint by numbers. And so if you see here, there's just all these little squares with different symbols in them. And then off to the side, it kind of tells you what the symbols correlate to. And then you have these little bead looking guys. And you use a little tool like this, and you use the tool to pick them up, and then you place them in the appropriate spot. And it's so relaxing and such a good time. And so I have been kind of obsessing over this recently. And so this is one that I am currently in the middle of. But what I'd like to do later today, if the weather holds up, is I'd like to take some of the ones that I have already completed and leave them around for folks to find. And so what I've got here, I wanted to show you the ones that I've done, and I'm going to be leaving them around. It looks like these little guys are all wrapped up and ready to be abandoned so that they can be found. So let's head on out and see if we can find them a new home. decided to stop here because it was a really pretty place and move on to the next kind of talky part of this vlog. And let me just turn this camera around and show you where I am. It is beautiful out, so I figured this would be a great place to stop and have a rest and kind of talk about the next part. So I've already talked to you about where I've been and why I haven't been posting, and I thought now I could talk to you about like what my plans are. What am I going to do? So a lot of it is going to be this. I think I'm going to start vlogging a bit. Not that I'd say I'm not going to do craft videos anymore, because I still am, but I kind of missed the community part of doing the crafting videos. I miss just being able to make a connection and build a community and talk to people. You know, the crafting videos are super fun, but it's hard to build a connection just doing crafts. So I think I want to start doing like part vlog, part crafting video. And so we'll see what form that takes as I start kind of doing it and get comfortable. We'll just see how it goes. I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to do an every other week posting schedule, just as I move back into things and kind of get my bearings and get familiar with the schedule and some editing. So I think I'll probably do every other week a crafting video and then every other week some sort of vlog something. And we'll see, maybe it'll be more frequently than that. Maybe I'll kind of get back into it and really love it. But for now, that's what I want to dedicate to, because I don't want to say something and then not do it. Yeah, so switch hands here. Turns out vlogging cameras are really heavy. So what else? So I want to do that. And I think for the vlog parts, I want to do things that are helpful. So not just sitting around talking and being like, hey, you should listen to me because reasons. But I think I want to do things that are interesting or cool. And so one of the things that I was thinking of was kind of a start doing or stop doing, like a 30-day challenge sort of thing. So like, like 30 days of mindfulness, or 30 days with no added sugar, or 30 days exercising, and try and vlog those challenges and talk about my experience with them and what the results were. Was I able to keep up with them? So I thought that would be a good purpose behind some vlogs. But I'd like to hear what you think. You know, do you like just the regular kind of weekly vlogs? Here's a day in the life. Do you like more of that purpose idea? Should I really just stick with crafting videos? I'd love to hear what you think. This is absolutely not the most flattering angle. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think, because I'm really looking forward to getting back in the community, but I want to do more than just crafting videos. So that's pretty much where it is. I've got a couple of Halloween things that you'll see coming out. You'll see this video come out. I don't really have anything planned for like November into Thanksgiving yet, but we'll see. And then I think a lot of content you'll see coming around in December. So if you have any suggestions, any ideas, any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll read them all and probably incorporate them into videos. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we come up with. I'm going to, I think, probably finish my walk and then I'll head back home and we'll see how we finish out the day. Oh my gosh, you guys, so exciting. As I was heading back from my walk, I dropped by the stop place that I dropped off the first piece of art, and I actually got to watch somebody pick it up. There was a girl, she was taking pictures of the piece of art, and then she walked up and she read my note and she took it, and it's really exciting. So I'm not sure why I decided to just sit here and lean into the camera, but I was really excited and just wanted to vlog it right away. So there's that. Okay. I just wanted to pop on real quick and end this vlog. I'm about to head out and meet my hubby for dinner. We are going to have pho at our favorite pho place, so really excited for that. But I just wanted to hop on and end the vlog, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was able to answer any questions that you had, or that maybe my story helped you or you found it interesting. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!